Good afternoon, everybody. I'm still at it again with these wonderful movie reviews. Now, today, I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on a movie that some of you might find this to be very recognizable. Sorry about that. Sorry about the coughing. And this is called The Sound of Music. Now, I assume that this is just another one of those movies that you guys probably never even heard of before. Which, to be fair, I probably wouldn't blame you. I probably wouldn't blame you for not knowing much about this movie. But if you guys want to know what it is, don't worry. There's the description on the back of the VHS tape. Julie Andrews stars in the most popular movie musical of all time. Every song in it is a classic. Every moment is a masterpiece. The Sound of Music, the most popular movie musical of all time, is heartwarming, inspirational, and a true story based on the lives of the Trapp family singers. Julie Andrews is Maria, a spirited young Austrian woman studying to take her religious vows. Suspecting that Maria's true calling may lie outside the convent, the Mother Superior arranges for her to leave the convent and become governess to the children of autocratic widower Baron von Trapp. Boy, okay, in my opinion, that almost sounds like the name of some kind of supervillain bent on world domination. But don't worry, that's not the case. Bringing warmth and music to the strict household of the reserved former naval captain, Maria soon wins over the children, and finally the Baron as well, in this generous rendered romance. Richard Rodgers' soaring supply melodies and Oscar Hammerstein's joyful inspiration lyrics are seemingly joyed in some of the world's best love songs. Do, Re, Mi, Edelweiss, and many more. Well, the description wasn't lying at all, because this really is a wonderful movie musical. And it's also pretty relaxing too. Has a nice story with a beginning, middle, and end. The casting is spot on, perfect. And the music is not only iconic, but it's also pretty relaxing too. I mean, some of the songs in this movie can really help somebody fall asleep, which does seem pretty helpful. Now, I have been familiar with Julie Andrews for a while now, not just from this movie, but she was also in Disney's Mary Poppins, which came out a year earlier in 1964. And I think that's what most people recognize her from. I think that's like one of her famous movie roles. Although I could be wrong, though. And I do remember that she even appeared on Sesame Street at some point called, Julie Andrews Visits Sesame Street, which was more of a TV special. So those are the only movies I've only known her from. I don't know what other movies Julie Andrews has starred in before and after working on Mary Poppins, The Sound of Music, and Julie Andrews on Sesame Street. So you guys might want to let me know down in the comments below. I do like the Austrian setting of the movie. I mean, even though I never visited Austria, not to be confused with Australia, the Austrian scenery is pretty breathtaking. Mainly the snowy mountains and the green and yellowish field. I mean, I'm sure you guys might have grew up somewhere in Austria, or knew any friends or relatives who live in Austria, who know that this is probably a perfect place to visit or live in. I don't know what it's like now, but who knows? I'm not sure if Austria's like an okay place to visit. I could be wrong, but maybe someday I might check out Austria at some point in person. Man, I really think this is quite breathtaking. And also, and I guess it is also a bit of a historical event, because it does take place sometime during the war. With the Nazis invading Austria. Oops, sorry for the little spoiler alerts. But aside from that, I really do think this is quite enjoyable. I mean, when Maria first enters the building, the trap house, I guess she was trying to get adjusted to the Baron and his 7 kids. Yes, he does have 7 kids. Although, if you look at the back of the VHS tape, it looks like only 6 of them are present. Or maybe that is all 7 student kids in a row. And for some reason, I almost thought that was Julie Andrews herself. Probably not. I could be wrong. Boy, father taking care of 5 kids. And they're all acting like they're part of the U.S. Marines or something. Probably because, well, their father, Baron von Trapp, did used to be part of the Ocean Army back in the days. I guess he still has that military lingo left in him. Seems reasonable enough. Which probably explains why the kids are acting like they're part of the army or something. There are things I do like about this movie. Not just the music and the romance, but I do like how the kids are getting along with Maria just fine, and how she's teaching the kids how to sing. Which I will admit, that is pretty cool. I'm guessing she's like a music teacher and a governor now. Yeah, I guess she went from being a governor to a music/singing teacher. Boy, talk about having 2 amazing jobs in one. I know. And honestly, the kids are really, really good singers. Thanks to Maria for helping them out. Butterfingers. Now, I'm not sure if there's like any live stage productions based on the movie. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of... I bet there are a lot of live stage adaptations of this movie, and I just didn't know about it while recording this. And if so, maybe someday I might check out a live stage production of this movie at some point. Depending on what I'm doing. Because I probably would have loved to see how this would have been adapted into like a live stage show. I mean, it worked well with other movies before, like Little Shop of Horrors and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, well, technically the Rocky Horror Picture Show started out as a live stage show first, and then it was later adapted into a movie musical comedy. I think that goes double for Little Shop of Horrors, on how it went from being a low-budget movie from 1960, then adapted into a live stage show in 1982, and then 4 years later it became a motion picture movie adaptation, along with a animated cartoon show and a comic book. I'm sorry. I'm starting to get a little bit off topic here. Because I should be talking about The Sound of Music, not Little Shop of Horrors or the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Terribly sorry about that. So anyways, I honestly think The Sound of Music is a fantastic movie musical for everyone to enjoy. And even if you're not a fan of this movie, which I do understand, you can still enjoy the movie just for fun, even if you're not a big fan. And I guess you can still listen to some of the songs, because I assumed most of them are pretty recognizable in their own unique way, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't know what the cast and crew are doing right now. But I assumed Julie Andrews is still doing a lot of acting roles right now as we speak. Although I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. And as for the rest of the cast and crew, I also don't know if some of them are like retired from acting, still doing a lot of TV and movie projects, or probably long dead by now. Okay. Maybe that last one I said was a little bit harsh and cruel. But hey, I'm just trying to take a wild guess here. So anyways, I'll give this movie 5 golden stars out of 5. Because that's how wonderful The Sound of Music is. And funny enough, the only time I was aware about The Sound of Music was of the fact that it was parodied in Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood, and it was referenced in the Nostalgia Critics review of Moulin Rouge, which I might leave a link in the description for you guys to check out, as well as Scooby-Topia talking about Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood, just in case you guys are a little confused. But anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out this review, and stay tuned for more awesome movie reviews just like this one.